That's what you've been hearing. I swear to God, I haven't been farting, okay? I promise. Hey guys, what's up? My name's Kennedy. I'm currently in the process of trying to lose weight. How much? I don't know yet, but I've lost about 20 pounds since September 2020. It's April 2021 now, so it's obviously been a little bit of a slower process. But the beauty of it is I've been intentionally trying to make this slow so that way it can be sustainable in the long term. And by making it so slow, I've been able to be very flexible in my calorie counting, which means that, you know, even though I generally try to have a pattern of like nutritious eating, I can still eat the foods and drink the drinks that I want to, pretty much whenever I want to, but in moderation. So it makes the weight loss more enjoyable and less torturous. And of course, weight loss should be challenging, but weight loss should still be enjoyable too, to some degree. You should be able to enjoy your life because it might be physically healthy for you to lose weight, but it might not be mentally healthy if you're just completely restricting yourself and torturing yourself throughout the entire process. So today I'm going to share with you guys some tips and tricks that will help you to be more flexible in your calorie counting so that you can actually somewhat enjoy the process of losing weight. So the first one, probably not going to continue doing that, but the first one is work in thresholds. So what I do is instead of setting these strict goals for myself, I give myself thresholds that are a lot easier to attain. So for example, with my calorie counting, I honestly change the amount of calories that I end up eating each week. I adjust it based on like whatever my current weight loss goals are. But generally I eat between 1,500 calories a day, and this is after accounting for any calories that I've burned from working out. So, you know, I might eat 1,500 calories, but I worked out and burned off 200 calories. So with that, I'm technically eating 1,300 calories because I burned off 200. So I do this because I feel like it's just a lot easier to attain. And there's some days where you have a bigger appetite and other days where you don't really feel like eating as much or you don't have as many cravings. And it just makes more sense to work in these thresholds rather than setting such like strict limitations on yourself. So I highly recommend doing that, probably above all of these. And then the second thing is I also set average goals per week of my calories consumed. So what this means is I have my FitnessPal and they give you, there's like a way that you can go into the settings and it gives you a graph of, you know, all the different calories that you've eaten that week and then it averages them out for you. So oftentimes I'll try to plan out my entire week. So for example, if I know that I want to go out on a Friday night and hang out with friends and I might eat, you know, Jack in the Box or whatever it may be, afterwards, I'll plan for that. So it's like, okay, Friday, I'm gonna consume 2,500 to 3,000 calories. Okay, cool. Because of that, I will adjust my weekly calories, making sure that I'm still getting a good amount of calories during the week. You know, I'll do 2,500 to 3,000 on a Friday. Sometimes I'll give myself a maintenance day on a Saturday, just so I can relax, and then I'll get back to like eating at a lower calorie threshold on Sundays. I'll aim for, you know, between 1,300 and 1,400 calories, so kind of on that lower end of the threshold. But of course, I'm not gonna beat myself up if I don't meet that threshold every time. So it's the idea of working on a weekly goal, planning out your days around like social events and things like that, making sure that you're getting what you need daily, but also allowing that flexibility where you can eat a little bit less calories on one day so that way you can eat more calories on another day. Like I said, please make sure that you are getting enough calories and you aren't depriving yourself. I'm not saying, okay, I'm gonna eat 1,000 calories this day and then 4,000 on another day. I'm not saying that at all. Like, you still should be getting a very healthy amount, getting all the nutrients you need every single day, but it's just kind of making this flexible adjustments based on whatever your whatever events you have coming up, or, you know, maybe you have your period coming up and you expect to eat a ton of calories on the first couple of days, things like that. So just being flexible, you know? Okay, so my third tip might be a little controversial, but I actually plan out both maintenance weeks and sometimes weight gain weeks. And what I mean by this is maintenance weeks, I'm planning on maintaining my weight for that week, and weight gain weeks, I usually plan on gaining, you know, half a pound to a pound, depending on what I have going on. But essentially I do this because there are times in our life where we should not be restrictive in any way. We should just have the expectation that, you know, we're probably not going to eat our best, we're probably going to overeat a little bit, and that's totally okay. For example, Thanksgiving, I always get together with my family, we eat a ton of food, I take the fattest nap of my life afterwards, and it's a good time. And I want to be able to eat all the delicious leftovers for, you know, a couple days after Thanksgiving's over. Like, Thanksgiving's not just over on Thanksgiving Day, like, it continues through the week. So because of this, rather than, you know, expecting myself to continue losing weight and restricting myself on Thanksgiving, I prefer to just have the expectation that, hey, I might gain a pound this week and that's totally okay. Or, hey, I'm not gonna lose any weight, I'm gonna maintain my weight this week and that's totally okay. You know, so what I'll do is usually give myself, say, like my normal calorie threshold that I do on most days of the week. So 1,300 to 1,500 calories a day. I'll do that for, you know, let's say 3 or 4 days during Thanksgiving week, then Thanksgiving Day, and for 2 days after that, I'll eat whenever I want to. And this allows me to indulge and have a good time and not feel like I'm restricting myself. Restricting is shown to oftentimes lead to binging, and I struggle with binging myself, and I find that restricting myself is what leads to that binging mentality. And so by just allowing myself to indulge and have a good time, I'm less likely to restrict, and therefore, you know, for days after, I actually am fine with getting back to my normal routine of eating between 13 to 1,500 calories. So I think it is an insanely helpful tool, and I don't know why more people aren't talking about it. I guess because it is kind of controversial, but the thing is, like, yeah, you might gain a pound or you might not lose weight, but how much is that gonna hinder your progression in the long run? It might postpone your total weight loss by a week, maybe 2 weeks max. But in the grand scheme of things, that's nothing if it means that you're able to actually enjoy your life and enjoy holidays and vacations and birthdays and everything, you know, just as much as you would if you weren't trying to lose weight. So I think this is key, and I think this is, you know, it's obviously made my weight loss slower than the average, but like, I feel like I'm actually able to be happy, enjoy myself, indulge every once in a while, and not feel guilty about it. And I think that having this mindset will also help me to sustain my weight loss in the long run and stay within like a healthy weight range in the long run. The fourth thing is pretty simple. Move around as much as you possibly can, okay? In enjoyable ways. If you have the time to walk to work or ride your bike to work, and that's something that you enjoy doing, then do it. If you have time to take a walk during your lunch break and you enjoy doing that, then do it. So here's the thing, is move where it fits into your lifestyle and also move where it's enjoyable to you. Don't force yourself to go on a 5-mile run if you freaking hate running. Don't force yourself to lift weights in the gym if you don't feel excited about it every once in a while. I mean, obviously you're not supposed to always be excited about working out. It's not always like the most fun thing ever, but you should find some sort of joy in the movement that you do, whether that be with lifting weights or running or dancing or hiking or simply walking. A lot of different YouTubers that I watch, like ObesetoBeast and FrumpyFit, always talk about how underrated walking is. And walking is something that can be enjoyable to almost anyone because most people enjoy being outside in some capacity. It doesn't take a whole lot of effort. For most people, obviously, it tends to be an easy, accessible activity for most people. And you can listen to music, you can listen to podcasts, you can do lots of different things while you're walking. And so it's easy to like distract yourself. And I just went on a huge tangent about walking for whatever reason. But anyway, the whole point of this being, find exercise that you love doing and do it often. Because the more often that you move around, the more calories you're going to burn and the more calories you can eat without gaining weight. And this is something that you should plan on wanting to do for the rest of your life, not just now. I've fallen in love with running. I used to freaking hate it, so I don't know. If you hate it, trust me, I've been there. You might fall in love with it eventually, but don't force yourself. I love running. I dance once a week now. I lift weights. I go on walks on my rest days sometimes just to like get some vitamin D and like, I don't know, like there's ways to enjoy physical movement without having to like exert so much effort, unless that's something you want to do. So move around, it's freaking awesome. Fourth thing, oh, we're losing count here, guys. Okay, all right, number 5, I think, get a kitchen scale. This will allow you to have so much more flexibility. Oh, can you see my cat's cute little ear? This will give you so much more flexibility in terms of counting your calories, because before, I had a hard time wanting to cook at home because it's a pain in the butt to like have to, you know, get out the measuring cups, and oftentimes measuring cups are inaccurate, and trying to figure out like what portion of food equates to how many calories, and all of that is resolved if you're able to just buy a $10 kitchen scale off of Amazon like I did. I really can eat whatever I want. Like if I want a bowl of chips, I can easily have a bowl of chips and just pre-weigh it out on the scale and not have to worry about it, because, you know, that's one of those things that's so hard to calculate. And now I can cook a home cooked meal, and I can easily weigh out specific portion sizes that are, you know, still estimates, but are like a lot closer to accurate than, you know, measuring things out with cups and things like that. So get a kitchen scale. Very highly recommend. Number 7 is just be very mindful about the calories that you're consuming through drinks, because most drinks, except with the exception of some smoothies and things like that, most drinks don't provide a whole lot of satiation, like the feeling of being full. So this isn't to say that you should never indulge in like a super sugary delicious coffee, or you should never indulge in alcohol or whatever floats your boat. This is just being mindful that, you know, when you do drink these drinks, you're not going to feel full from it, but you're going to get some calories from it. So, you know, trying to drink these things in moderation. You know, sometimes I'll get, what have I been getting from Starbucks? It's like a vanilla sweet cream cold brew. It's like an iced coffee. It's so freaking good. I've been getting that, and I'll get a couple a week. And one week, I think I literally got it like 4 times, and I was like, that's a little much. I mean, I didn't beat myself up over the fact that I had 4 in 1 week, but I was like, hey, next week, maybe let's try to stick to 2 or 3. That's a little bit more reasonable, a little bit more moderate. And yeah, so just be mindful of these things. Number 8 is just eating a ton of veggies. If you don't like veggies, I mean, I'm sure there are a handful of people that truly do not like veggies, but if you don't like veggies, I feel like maybe you haven't had them cooked the way that you like them. Experiment around with some veggies, like explore different types of seasonings, whether you like butter or oil or cheese or whatever it may be. Find whatever preparations of veggies work best for you. There's a veggie out there for you, I promise. So the more veggies that you eat, most veggies, especially like leafy greens or just green veggies in general, tend to have really low calorie, but tend to pack a punch in terms of satiation. So they're gonna make you feel full, but for a lot less calories. And that's why you can kind of load them up with a little more oil and things like that, because you can afford the calories. So even if you're gonna make one change to your diet and you're not gonna count your calories or anything like that, just add more vegetables to your plates. Make sure half your plate is vegetables, and then you can have whatever else as your main dish. But the more vegetables you have, the fuller you're gonna get at a less cost of calories. And yeah, it's just an awesome tool, I promise you. The 9th and last tip that I have for you is just accept a slower weight loss journey. I promise you it's gonna be okay if you don't lose all your weight within 2 months. Like, if it takes years, who cares? The way that I look at it is, you know, every week my pants fit me a little bit better. Every couple months I'm able to drop a pant size. Like, there's huge gains to be made in technically short periods of time, but just because it's not feeling super quick, it doesn't mean that you're not making huge progress. We live in this like super instant gratification ruled society, and I fall privy to that like all the time, but it's just, you got to remember that slow weight loss doesn't mean that you're a failure or anything like that. In fact, I argue that it means that you're doing it in the best way you possibly can, because the slower your weight loss is, that is shown to lead to longer sustainability of your weight once you lose it. People that do crash diets and lose a lot of weight in a short period of time, so it works out for some people, but a lot of people gain that weight right back or over time because their diet wasn't sustainable. So I know it's hard, but just try to get in the mindset that a slow weight loss is the best possible scenario when it comes to weight loss. And if you do this, you'll be able to actually enjoy life as if you would. If you weren't trying to lose weight, you can still eat and drink and do all the things that you want to do, obviously with a little bit of moderation and things like that, but it just won't be as painful to go through your weight loss journey if you accept a slower duration of your weight loss. So with that is it. If you heard any like fart noises in the background, I swear to God, it's this chair. Okay. That's what you've been hearing. I swear to God, I haven't been farting, okay? I promise. But anyway, thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye!